Hey, Commanders fans, get ready because today we have exclusive news about our team and you can't miss a single detail. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to receive everything firsthand, and of course, leave a like to strengthen our fan base and show that we only have true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that happens behind the scenes of Commanders. So, without further ado, let's check out today's news. The Commanders may finally be getting the real deal of Treylon Burks after all. The enthusiasm surrounding Treylon Burks is growing. The Washington Commanders are struggling to find bright spots in a season that quickly turned into a disaster. However, one NFL analyst believes that the flashes of talent shown by wide receiver Treylon Burks since joining the team justify a second chance in 2026. Following his sudden departure from the Tennessee Titans, Burks sparked a lot of interest, but the team put him in a situation of failure. Injuries didn't help either. The Commanders are gradually rebuilding their confidence, and he's responding positively, despite not having a consistent starting quarterback to rely on. We could cite his spectacular touchdown reception against the Denver Broncos as a reason for optimism. Burks also demonstrates great potential as a blocker, and his physical abilities are something the Commanders currently lack. Commanders are urged to give Treylon Burks another chance in 2026. Keeping him on the team should be relatively easy if the authorities so decide. Clutch Point's Bailey Bassett is among the growing number of people who believe Burks deserves another chance to prove his worth as a starter. If Treylon Burks can stay healthy, there's a path for him to become a long-term starter for the Commanders. Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin are the two main options, but there isn't a third receiver who stands out. Jayden Daniels had a tough second season, but he was the Offensive Rookie of the Year last season and should be back to his best form next year. The issue of Jayden Daniels' current unavailability is pertinent. It's difficult to assess Burks without Washington's main player leading the offense. The fact that he managed to produce good results with Marcus Mariota and Josh Johnson at the helm of the offense speaks volumes. And if he gets the chance to improve his chemistry with the second pick of the 2024 draft during the summer, there will certainly be even greater growth. Burks deserves a bit of luck. He has remained relatively injury-free since arriving in Washington, which is undoubtedly the most significant positive of all. The Commanders may have a $21 million solution to the glaring staffing problem. Adam Peters needs to be aggressive in the free agent market. The Washington Commanders have a lot of work ahead of them this offseason. General Manager Adam Peters must already have a plan in action, which needs to start with signing younger players at every position. Peters repeated the strategy with most of the players who competed in the 2024 NFC Championship game. Once again, he signed several veterans, making Washington's roster the oldest in the NFL by a considerable margin. The gamble proved to be a mistake, so a strategic overhaul is crucial. One of those focuses is the tight end position. Pro Bowl veteran Zach Ertz ended his time in Washington after tearing his ACL. John Bates is a blocking specialist, and the young duo of Ben Sinnott and Colson Yankoff continues to contribute little at best. If the Commanders want to improve their chances of recovering next season, they need another veteran and stable presence capable of making a difference in the passing game. The Commanders should consider replacing Zach Ertz with David Njoku, who is available on the free agent market. Even though his numbers are low this season, David Njoku could be a worthwhile risk to take if he hits the free agent market as expected. Njoku's athleticism and ability to gain yards after the catch remain intriguing factors. The Cleveland Browns hit the jackpot with rookie tight end Harold Fannin Jr., relegating the veteran to a more secondary role in the offense. It's unlikely the AFC North club will offer him the salary he wants for a new contract extension, and there certainly will be interest in the free agent market when the time comes. According to SpotTrack, Njoku is expected to receive $10.4 million per season on a 2-year contract worth $20.8 million. The Commanders have sufficient financial resources to make this signing, so it all depends on how Peters and others in positions of power evaluate the available options. Washington ended up drafting Sinnott to replace Ertz. This could still happen, but the Kansas State graduate hasn't shown enough to inspire confidence when taking on greater responsibilities in his 3rd year as a professional. And considering how vital the former Stanford star was to quarterback Jayden Daniels, the Commanders need to find a worthy replacement. Njoku is going unnoticed thanks to Fannin's rise, but when he's in shape and playing at his best, he's a nightmare for opponents, capable of fitting perfectly into Cliff Kingsbury's scheme, should he not secure a head coaching position in the next hiring cycle.
The Commanders could have a $38 million solution to the Marshon Lattimore problem. Adam Peters kicked off his bold approach by signing Pro Bowl-elected cornerback Marshon Lattimore before the 2024 trade deadline. Not even 2 years after his arrival with the Washington Commanders, he appears ready to be released early. Lattimore never managed to establish himself in Washington. A hamstring injury thwarted his chances of making an immediate impact. There was hope that he would improve with a full preseason to recover and learn the defensive scheme, but it was evident from the start that something was missing. A torn ACL suffered against the Seattle Seahawks means his time with the Commanders will likely come to an end in the near future. Although Lattimore still has 1 year left on his contract, releasing the Ohio State graduate would save the Commanders $18.5 million against the 2026 salary cap, with no additional forfeit costs. Considering his inconsistent performance and the fact that he could miss a considerable amount of games next year, the decision seems quite obvious. The Commanders could consider Jaylen Watson as the perfect Marshon Lattimore. How the Commanders replace him is crucial. Rookie Trey Amos, selected in the 2nd round of the draft, and Mike Seinerstill are the only guaranteed names in Washington's cornerback group. With only 6 picks in the 2026 NFL Draft, Peters needs to invest in free agency, and if Lattimore is released, as expected, Washington could have over $100 million available. There may be an interesting option to consider, which seems to be the perfect replacement for Lattimore. Jaylen Watson is at the peak of his NFL career, at 27 years old, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going through an expected transition period after failing to reach the playoffs. The AFC West team may not have lived up to expectations this season, but the cornerback has emerged as a true standout amidst the chaos. Watson has been a relentless presence in coverage. He's an excellent run blocker and excels at blitzes. At 6'4", he's the type of big, physical cornerback that head coach Dan Quinn typically looks for. However, the promise of a new defensive coordinator could alter how Washington approaches recruitment. According to SpotTrack, Watson is expected to earn around $12.64 million annually on a 3-year contract worth $37.92 million. Considering the Chiefs are projected to exceed the salary cap by $48 million at this point, they may not have the resources to make an acceptable offer for him. The Commanders don't have that problem. Interest in Watson would be high in the open market, but Washington is no longer a toxic destination. They are ambitious and eager to get back on track.